Google helped build the technology that could make its most valuable product obsolete. For more than 2 decades, it trained you to do something very specific. Type a question, scan the links, compare your options, then choose where to go. Artificial intelligence removes those steps. It reads the links, compares the information, and hands you one finished answer. That sounds like a better search engine. For Google, it raises a more dangerous question. What happens to the greatest advertising machine ever built when people stop searching and start accepting the answer? To understand the threat, you first have to understand what Google search actually sells. Not information. Most of that was created by someone else. Google sells access to human intention. Every search reveals what you want, what you fear, what you are considering, and sometimes what you are ready to buy. Search for the weather, and that intention may be worth almost nothing. Search for mortgage rates, insurance, or a new car, and it becomes extremely valuable. And despite predictions that artificial intelligence would weaken this business, the core machine is still growing. In the second quarter of 2026, Alphabet reported nearly $120 billion in revenue. Google search and other revenue exceeded $63 billion, up 17% from a year earlier. This is not a collapsing business scrambling for a replacement. It is one of the most profitable products ever built, still growing while its creator redesigns it from the inside. Google is not being asked to fix something broken. It is being asked to disrupt something that still works. In corporate finance, a new product is not judged only by whether customers like it. The real question is whether it creates new demand or moves customers away from something more profitable. That is the calculation inside Google now. Here is the first problem. Search sells choices. Artificial intelligence sells conclusions. Traditional search is a marketplace of possibilities. You type a question. Google shows links, products, maps, videos, and advertisements. Then you decide what deserves your attention. That structure is commercially powerful because you are already comparing options. An advertisement becomes another choice on the shelf. Generative artificial intelligence changes the product. Instead of organizing possible answers, it tries to produce the answer itself. Ask which laptop to buy, and traditional search may show retailers, reviews, and sponsored listings. An artificial intelligence system can compare the specifications and recommend one model. The journey gets shorter, but every step removed may also remove an opportunity to display an advertisement or generate a valuable click. Pew Research studied the browsing activity of 900 adults in the United States. When a Google artificial intelligence summary appeared, users clicked a traditional result in 8% of visits. Without a summary, they clicked in 15%. Links cited inside the summary received clicks in only 1% of visits. That does not mean artificial intelligence search cannot be monetized. It means the old model cannot simply be copied into the new interface. Google is testing formats designed for artificial intelligence search, including clearly labeled sponsored recommendations, conversational advertisements, and direct offers. It is experimenting with ways for advertising to operate inside the decision process. That creates a delicate problem. The more independent and useful an answer feels, the more people may trust it. The more commercial influence enters that answer, the harder that trust becomes to protect. The interface that gives the best answer is not automatically the interface that produces the best economics. And Google must solve for both. The second problem is even harder. Google has to cannibalize itself to survive. A smaller competitor has less to protect. It can build the most direct answer possible without worrying about damaging an existing advertising empire. Google cannot. Give users more complete answers, and they may click fewer links. Preserve too many traditional results, and search may feel outdated. Add too many advertisements, and trust may fall. Add too few, and monetization may weaken. Move too slowly, and users may build a new habit elsewhere. Move too quickly, and Google may damage the model funding the transition. So Google's challenge is not simply building a powerful model, it is controlling the speed of migration. fast enough to remain the default gateway to information, careful enough not to destroy the value of every search. Google says artificial intelligence is expanding search rather than replacing it. By May 2026, the company said AI mode had passed 1 billion monthly users. It also said AI mode queries had more than doubled every quarter since launch, while overall search queries had reached an all-time high in the previous quarter. That is evidence of strong adoption. But greater usage is not automatically better economics. An artificial intelligence interaction may require more computing power and produce fewer outbound clicks. And Google has not publicly shown that every AI interaction generates the same advertising value as a traditional commercial search. The question is not whether people use artificial intelligence search. It is whether Google can make the new behavior as economically productive as the behavior it replaces. Google is not being attacked from outside the castle. It is rebuilding the castle while billions of people are still living inside it. Then comes the hidden supplier problem. Google does not create most of the information search organizes. Publishers, reviewers, retailers, forums, journalists, and researchers do. For years, the exchange was simple. Websites produced information. Google indexed it. Users searched. Google sent some of them back to the source. Artificial intelligence changes that bargain. Google can synthesize information from multiple sites and present the answer directly. The user receives the value without necessarily visiting the creator. A 2026 working paper estimated that Google AI overviews reduced daily traffic to affected English-language Wikipedia articles by approximately 15%. The finding is early and specific to Wikipedia, but it demonstrates the risk. Less referral traffic can mean less publisher revenue. Less revenue can mean less investment in journalism, reviews, and original research. And less original content eventually means weaker material for future answers. Google has to keep users inside its products without destroying the incentive to produce the information they depend on. That is a supply chain problem. A platform can extract more value from suppliers for a while. It cannot permanently destroy their incentive to keep supplying it. Google does have a defense that most challengers do not, and it is not Gemini alone. Google is defending search with an entire system. Chrome is a gateway to the web. Android places Google services across billions of devices. YouTube captures video discovery. Maps captures local intent. Gmail and Workspace connect work and communication. Google Cloud provides enterprise infrastructure. And Google's advertising network connects it with millions of businesses. A rival may build a better answer for one question. Google can place artificial intelligence around almost every digital behavior surrounding it. In 2026, Google announced an artificial intelligence-powered search box that accepts text, images, files, videos, and open Chrome tabs alongside agents designed to monitor information and help complete tasks. That reveals the deeper strategy. Search is no longer designed only to answer, "Where should I go?" It is being redesigned to answer, "What should I do?" And eventually, "Would you like Google to do it for you?" The platform that helps complete a transaction may capture more value than the platform that merely points towards it. The battle may not be won by the chatbot you deliberately open. It may be won by the artificial intelligence quietly embedded in everything you already use. But the new search also carries a financial burden. It is more expensive to build and operate. Generative artificial intelligence can require more processing, more data centers, more electricity, more cooling, and more capital. In the second quarter of 2026, Alphabet spent approximately $44.9 billion on property and equipment, about twice the level from a year earlier. That spending supports far more than search, including Google Cloud and infrastructure across the company. But the financial tension is real. Google is spending heavily to build the next generation of computing, while the new interface may produce fewer outbound clicks and require more processing per interaction. The replacement may cost more to deliver before it becomes equally valuable to monetize. To win, Google must lower computing costs, increase the commercial value of each interaction, complete more transactions, or create new revenue streams. Most likely, it is pursuing all of them. Artificial intelligence may not destroy Google. Google may be one of the companies best positioned to dominate the transition. It has the infrastructure, the models, the distribution, the advertiser relationships, and decades of experience interpreting human intention. But those strengths do not remove the conflict. They raise the stakes. Google must transform search from a machine that organizes links into one that produces answers and completes tasks. It must increase convenience without destroying commercial intent. Integrate advertising without corrupting trust. Reduce dependence on clicks without starving the publishers whose work it depends on. And justify one of the largest infrastructure investments in corporate history while protecting one of the most profitable business models ever created. Google's greatest artificial intelligence risk is not that it will fail to build the technology. It already has the technology. The risk is that the best version of artificial intelligence search may not resemble the business that made Google dominant. The greatest companies are rarely destroyed because they fail to see the future. They are destroyed because entering that future requires them to dismantle the system that made them powerful. Google sees the future clearly. The question is whether it can reach it without breaking search along the way. Every billion-dollar company has decisions most people never notice. Every week on Logic Atlas, we reverse engineer one of them. Not from the outside, from inside the boardroom.